Hello and welcome to another video of Abstract Thesis series, and in today's video we would like to learn how can we append the sheets coming from an Excel sheet. Now we have seen append table in the past, but those tables were coming from different sources or different sheets at least. Now we have done append table means when they are different tables, but what happens, I say combine all the sheets. Now this is different from append table, because here the objective, and let me show you what I have. So basically what I have these three item sheets and I want to combine them, and tomorrow there could be a fourth one, and if there is a fourth one, my requirement is that fourth one should also get combined. So in this case what will happen is, if I try to get the append idea, the normal append idea where I append the table, how do I add the fourth table? Do I need to modify the code again and again? So I need to have some generic solution which can actually help me. So let's go and try out what actually we do in Power BI. So I came to Power BI, and in Power BI what I would like to do is basically I want to import this Excel sheet. So in the center of the Power BI screen, I have this option, import Excel. I do have import Excel option here also in the home tab, and under the get data also again I will get it, the option. But I'll use this direct option which is in the middle of the screen, and I say append sheets. Now once I do that, I'll get all the sheets. And what is the usual way is that click on all these three, check. So when you check, you get you are taking that inside the system, and when you simply click, you are just viewing the data. Now instead of using the load data or load, I'll use the transform data, because I want to go to Power Query and combine this data, isn't it? That's what I wanted. So let me go to transform data. Now if I go to transform data, and what usual append method is there, and let me bring that screen here. So if I want to combine these three, I need to take that usual append method, isn't it? So I need to go to append queries as new or append queries, and then I need to say two or more table, and then I say item 2 and item 3. Okay. So I click on the add and I do that, and it's going to create in the table 1 all the tables. Table 1, it will give me all the data. That's not something which I wanted, because let's go ahead and add something here. Let's go ahead and add a new sheet here. Okay, and let's call it Control Z, not like this. We need to have the header also. And let's call it 56, 57. Okay, and let's keep everything else same. Now we got a new sheet. Now if I go and refresh this data, I don't get the sheet 4. So it means there is no benefit of this. So let me do one thing. Let me discard all these changes and do it again. Okay, so I discard all the changes. I come out, I say discard all the changes, and I'll do it again. Now this time what I'll do is, and now also what I need to do is, I also need to delete this sheet. Let me delete this sheet and save it. Okay, now let me go back. I say import, I say append sheets, and this time I only bring in sheet 1, the item 1, and I again say transform data. Now I reach Power Query, because I pressed transform data, I reach Power Query. Now in Power Query I also remove these steps. If I go here, you can see that I see a table, and the challenge with this table here is basically the headers are not promoted. Okay, so I have the table which is having the data, but headers are not promoted. So I can expand it. I can expand it here, and you will be very happy to see that all the data is together. But what is happening here is these headers are unnecessary. Then you will say, okay, we can search the column name and then remove those rows and then do it. But what happens, sometime you might have a scenario where the column name which you are taking might also exist in data. So for that, what we are going to do is, if you are a follower of the beginner series, you might have remembered we learned a function. And using that function promote header, we can actually do a promote header in a table by using a Power Query function, and what we are going to do is today we are going to use that Power Query function. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the add columns and I'm going to add a new column. And remember, my table is a table is in a column right now. So my complete table is in a column. And when I click on the empty space, I can see that table. Always click on empty space. Don't click on this, it will add a step. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new column, which is, I can call data1. And I'll use the function Table.PromoteHeaders. Okay, this is the function I would like to use. Now, sometime it doubled up the name. Get rid of that. And then I can say I want to use data1 here. I double clicked on the name. So once I double clicked on the name, it also appear. I can also type. It will also come in that case. So either I type, I double click in both the cases. So now it's going to create one more column. I created one more column. Now look at this column. This column has all the headers as correct one. Now what I do is I don't need so many things, but there are chances that I might need to still keep the file name here. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping this file name here, or the tab name. Basically I would keeping the tab name here. This is not the file name, this is the tab name. So I would like to keep the tab name here, and I want to remove columns, the selected columns. Now I will go and expand, and it is suggesting me all these columns, and I say okay. And then I can detect the data type and change it. Okay. So now what happened is I'm able to expand and get the data together, and my all data is now lying together. Now the question will come, what happens when you add another sheet? Will it be able to take that? So right now we are taking sheet 4. Okay. So now let's go again and let's say Control Z. No, it is not coming. So we'll copy this. We'll add this one. We'll call it item 4. We paste this and we change this to 56 and 57, and we save it. Now what I'll do is I will refresh this preview now, and you can see immediately item 4 and 4 has also come. Now if I go here to the source, look, the source has came in, edit column has added it, remove column has done it, and then this step is there. Okay. So we are able to do this thing in one go. Now I can correct the data types of these things, or I can simply say close and apply. You know how to deal with all those things. So go ahead and try this out. Do let me know what else you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.